Thanks for being here to watch these goings on. Be sure and come back. We have a lot of projects we're working on. Here at the house, I've got to finish this sheetrock on the wall and the ceiling. I'm also going to be laying this oak flooring, and then I'll be sanding it and staining it, polyurethane it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Red Shirt Video. My name's Keith. If you've been following the channel for any length of time, you might know that about a year ago, I was working in this bedroom. We had some issues from years past. We had a leak with the HVAC system that caused a leak in the ceiling. We had a water leak inside the wall where the bathroom is that caused a leak on this side of the room with the wall and the floor. And so I needed to take out some sheetrock in two different places. I also took out some flooring and replaced that. I got so far along and I got sidetracked and lost motivation, and this room became a storage room, and so I had quit. Well, now is the time when I need to finish this room. I've been working on the sheetrock. I got all that finished. I got taped in bed and textured, and I got a coat of paint on the room. The closet, I had gutted half of it, and I got it put back together, everything repainted. The next thing I'm going to do, I will be sanding the floors and putting a couple of coats of polyurethane on it. So I thought I'd bring you along. Sorry to have to take a reprieve from the tiny house, but that's kind of the way life happens sometimes. This is not going to be a how-to video. It's just showing you what I have done and what I am doing while I'm not working on the tiny house. So this is going to take a couple of days to get everything sanded, I believe, and then a couple more days to get it polyurethane. I thought I'd just bring you along and let you see what's going on. Thanks for being here. Yesterday I went around the room with the hand sander, palm sander, and I got the edges stripped, sanded back, and then I needed to go to Home Depot and rent a floor sander. So I ended up doing that yesterday afternoon. You can rent it for 4 hours or you can rent it for 24 hours. And I was really trying to go for the 4 hours and save a little bit of money. Last year when I rented it late in the evening, and I was able to keep it till I think about noon the next day. So yesterday at 7 o'clock, I was up there and I went to rent it, and I was thinking they closed at 8, and they told me they closed at 7. So I had 3 hours from 7 to 10, and they were going to give me 1 hour today, which meant I would have had to have had it back by 9 o'clock this morning. Well, I got started yesterday evening, and turns out it wasn't a very big job. Only took me 2 or 3 hours, and so I was able to get the machine back last night by 10, and then I was able to sleep late this morning and drink some coffee, so that's what I did. The machine was giving me issues. I was having problems with the belts And I just didn't like the way the machine was working. It was eating the belts up. And I did manage to get the floor sanded. I didn't get any video. The video that I tried didn't work, so just got a picture or two, I think, and that's about it. Um, yeah, so one of the problems that I was having is when I replaced this flooring, I went to a salvage yard and I bought some flooring that came out of an old home somewhere. They had salvaged the wood flooring. They had different species of wood that you could buy, white oak and red oak, and I don't know what all. And I don't know what species was in this house originally. I'm not even sure what I bought. I think I bought white oak. Um, the problem that I'm having is you can see a lot of these spots where I blended in that it doesn't match up properly. I think if the belt sander had been working better, I might have could have got it down a little more. I think some of this redness that you see is still some of the old finish. Um, if I'd have had a more aggressive belt or a machine that was working better, might have worked out better. But it didn't, and this is where we are. There's going to be a rug in this room, so I'm not real worried about it. The big issue is there's no more rotted wood on the floor. All that's been pulled up and replaced, and then of course the walls have been patched and fixed too. So um, I'm going to go around the room another time and hit the edges and blend them back in a little bit better. And then I'm going to maybe hit a few spots in the center. I'll sweep and vacuum and try to get all the dust out of this room as much as I can. And then hopefully this afternoon, I'll be able to get a coat of polyurethane on. And then tomorrow, I would like to get another coat on. And then I believe this room will be mostly finished, except I need to go back and put all the hardware, the plates, outlet covers, and stuff on, new doorknobs, vent for the AC vent. And yeah, I think then we'll be finished. So yeah, right now I'm gonna get busy with this sander one more time, and let's get this done. So if you're somebody that's planning on refinishing floors, I think the first thing I would say to you is do not underestimate the amount of dust. I have swept this floor 2 or 3 times, and then I vacuumed it a couple of times. I'm fixing to damp mop it with this towel, and I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna let it dry, try to get a coat of polyurethane on it this evening. But I would also say that just like any woodworking job, the more attention you can pay to it, sanding and really taking care of all the little spots, the better off you are. The way the professionals tell you to do it is start off with a coarser or medium grit, and then go down to a fine grit. I didn't do that. I just picked one grit and stayed with it, and that's what I had done on the rest of the house, and I was happy with the way it came out. Um, anyway, that's what I'm doing. You can do what you want. You also get a lot of dust on your walls. It gets on there and collects. I had to dust them off. I'm going to have to do them again at some point. Just wipe them down, but man, you get tired of wiping dust. I am very tired and sore. I finally got this on the downhill. So I'm going to try to get a coat on tonight and then tomorrow morning maybe sand it, light sanding and mopping, and then try to get another coat on. Now, when I did this the first time last year, pretty sure I used a mop, and I think I wasn't 100% satisfied, and I went back and started using the brush. And really, for me, sitting like this with my back resting doesn't feel too bad, so I'm going to end up brushing this whole thing. I can probably do it in 30 or 40 minutes, I'm going to guess. So it's been about 14 hours. I put a coat on last night, and it's plenty dry enough. You can apply and recoat in 2 to 3 hours. So I'm going to be sanding it next and then reapply. So I thought I'd take a minute and show you how full this sander was of sawdust. I never cleaned it, and the neck is just plugged full. I don't even know how it was still working. And then the filter was so full I couldn't even get it to come out. I had to take a stick and poke up in there, try to get it to come out. It was as hard as a rock in there. Clean your machine, people. So there's a picture of the ceiling. You can see what it looked like before and what it looked like after. And I'll show a picture of the wall. You can see the floor is all patched and the wall is all patched. That's after the floor is finished. The closet, I had gutted half of it. I had the ceiling out and I had this wall out. And I put it all back together. Got it sanded, polyurethane, new doorknobs. All right, Frank, come on. Well, it feels really good to be finished with this project. This was one of those extra large projects that just seems overwhelming at times. The magnitude of it was something else. Got the walls finished, got the flooring finished, sanded, polyurethane. Glad to be done with that. I've got about 5 other projects right behind it that need the same amount of attention. And not to mention the tiny house. I'd like to get that done too. I'm enjoying that, but I can't be there every week to work on it. A wise man once said, the more stuff you own, the more stuff owns you. And I think that's true. A lot of wisdom in that statement. Anyway, one more week in the books. I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed or learned something. And until the next time we get together to finish a project, take care. Thank you.